Thank you. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about bringing students outside of the classroom and engaging them within the community, specifically with the nonprofit community. I'm going to begin by showing you some screenshots of a few different websites. And granted, you can't interact with these are static screenshots, but pay attention to what your first initial impressions of each are. The first, Milwaukee Riverkeeper, which is an advocacy organization for the Milwaukee River watershed, so the lakes and rivers composing the Milwaukee River area. The second, the Manfred Olson Planetarium, which is the website for the planetarium on the UWM campus. And third, Running Rebels Community Organization, which strives to create positive choices and influence for youths exposed to daily negative pressures. So hopefully after a brief examination of each, you came away with the impression that all three look professionally designed and that you can clearly tell the message of each by a quick glance at the home pages. The part that you don't see is that all are responsive sites. A responsive site is one in which the content of that site is the same regardless of how someone's accessing that. So if they're using a mobile device, a TV, a tablet, or a traditional desktop or laptop computer, the content and experience of that site remains the same. All of the prior examples I showed you were created by student interns, undergraduate students, as part of the NonprofIT program. The word itself is a blending of the population the program was created to serve, that being the nonprofit community, specifically here in Milwaukee, with what's being brought to that community, so information technology skills and expertise. I'm not going to talk to you tonight about the next Uber or iPhone that's going to change the way people get around or communicate, but rather a very practical idea and solution to a problem that's very real of nonprofits lacking the funding, expertise, resources to undertake technical projects like a new website that can further their missions. According to a recent survey by the group Community Corps, 88% of nonprofits in the U.S. have little to no in-house IT resources. 88%. It's almost everybody, right? So a great score on a test or quiz, but not in the context of what we're talking about tonight. In an increasingly digital world, nonprofits will struggle to get their message across not only to the populations they strive to serve, but also to connect with donors and volunteers who can help them carry out those missions. An example of an organization that's in such a predicament is the Capitol Heights Neighborhood Association. Capitol Heights is a part of Milwaukee's Healthy Neighborhoods Initiative, which strives to create strong neighborhoods, create that sense of community by creating a space where people really want to live, work, and send their kids to school. Prior to working with NonprofIT, Capitol Heights' only digital presence was a small, underutilized Facebook page. So think about how most of you find information. More often than not, that starts with a Google search, right? If you don't find what you're looking for in that first page of results, but really that first top half of the page, those first few results, we move on to something else, right? There's so many different things that compete for our attention that if we don't find it immediately, we're apt to move on. Student interns were able to create a fully functional website Capitol Heights that not only improved their search ranking, making it easier for people to find the organization and about what they do, but also added space to donate, get involved, and post upcoming events and happenings within the neighborhood. The idea for the program really began out of the want or the need to further engage the university and the community, specifically giving undergraduates an opportunity for course credit while getting them out of the classroom into the community and hopefully instilling in them that sense of service and being a part of the community in which you live, work, and in this case, go to school. So the idea being once a student has completed a project, say they develop an app or a website, at the completion of that then they have a piece that they can put into a digital portfolio or a resume that really helps in going on and getting internships and full-time jobs. In meeting with hiring managers and recruiters about recent tech grads, and this has been confirmed in a 2015 study by Michigan State University of employers, employers find that specifically for millennials, those entering the workforce, that they lack social skills, communication skills, both written and verbal, to really contribute on day one, and also the real project-based practical experience. The program directly addresses that gap. Students work as a part of a team, collaborating, learning about time management, working with different personalities towards a shared goal, all the while creating and working on a real tangible project that these organizations are going to use. Students and nonprofits apply to be a part of the program in the semester before they're involved. So students apply for different roles based on expertise or areas of interest like project lead, graphic designer, web developer, database programmer. And nonprofits apply with a description or scope of the project they'd like to see completed. We're able to then undertake those projects based upon the skill sets of the students available each semester. Students receive 3 credits, which is the same as a typical course on campus for their involvement in the program. So since the program is run using the School of Information Studies internship course, students can participate multiple times within the program, which is huge for creating consistency, but also then students can come in relatively inexperienced as a freshman and move up to later in their academic careers leading a team or participating in a more complex project. For the initial project launch in the fall of 2014, we had 6 students spread across 2 different teams working with 2 separate organizations on essentially the same project, which was redesigning and developing outdated websites, including new functionality. And most importantly, both of those organizations wanted the websites built using a content management system. A content management system, of which WordPress is far and away the most popular, is a platform that allows someone with little to no prior web development experience to be able to maintain and update their own site after it's built for them. So someone can easily update photos, change photos, images, video, add dates, events to a calendar, etc. At completion of both of the website builds, students were able to train staff at each nonprofit on how to do just that, how to update and maintain their site going forward. It's a tremendous cost savings for the organizations. They don't have to hire an outside developer every time a change needs to be made, and it saves time as well. So they can make a change right away by a staff member without having, again, to wait for an outside person. Examples of current and past projects can be found from the website you see on the screen. I'm going to highlight one organization that NonprofIT was able to work with in the spring of 2015 called Community First. Community First works with homeowners on staying in their homes by providing counseling, home maintenance resources, forgivable loans for home repairs such as lead paint remediation or basement foundation work to bring a home up to code. What they've found or really strive to do is to go home by home, block by block, create stronger neighborhoods, build up the value of the homes, and then using that as a mechanism for lifting neighborhoods from the brink or out of poverty. For most people in the U.S., their single greatest asset is the home, so keeping people in there and building stronger neighborhoods is a direct result of that. The really cool thing about this project is that 2 of the students involved on the team actually grew up within the neighborhood that Community First is based. Prior to this, Community First had a small blog rather than a full functional website. So students were able to create a space with home maintenance resources, add a space to donate and get involved. But most importantly, as you see from the screenshot here, really communicate the story about what Community First does and the impact that it has on residents' lives in the neighborhood. As part of students' involvement with the program, they also volunteer a few hours of their time with the organization they're working with. That could be from assisting with an annual fundraiser to participating in a local spring river cleanup. So again, trying to reinforce that value and that mindset of being a part of the community and giving back. Currently, the program's experiencing pretty rapid growth, which allows more opportunity for students to build out their skill sets, most importantly, their confidence. Industry and business leaders have begun to get involved by serving as project management mentors for each team of students as they go throughout their projects. And the long-range hope is that we can create a traveling tech center, a similar concept to mobile health clinics, that would go out, perhaps travel to the different branch libraries in the community and provide drop-in IT assistance. So for those problems that can be solved in an hour or two rather than semester-long projects. So hopefully I've demonstrated to you a real workable solution to a problem that's really twofold. The first part being nonprofits lacking that funding, expertise, staff resources to be able to undertake technical projects like a new website that can further their missions in the digital world. This allows them to do what they do best, which is focus on serving their clientele. The second piece is that students are brought outside of the classroom, get to apply what they've learned in a real setting. So building again on their confidence, showing them that they can really create practical projects using the skills they've learned in school. And the last piece that's been the most surprising or inspiring has been really to discover all the really great community work that goes on that otherwise might go unnoticed unless you're deeply embedded with the nonprofit community. An organization that NonprofIT is working with currently to build a website for is a great example of this. All Hands Boatworks works with groups of middle and high school age students to build a boat from scratch, all the way up to completion where it's then launched into a local waterway. So students learn practical STEM skills like science, math, engineering, trades such as carpentry if they're interested in pursuing the trades for a career avenue. But most importantly, they learn how to work together on a team towards a shared goal, and really instills in them that sense of confidence that they can accomplish something that they wouldn't have thought was possible before involvement with the program. So hopefully those same sorts of skills, values, and mindset that are being instilled into NonprofIT student interns. Thank you.